Hi guys, it's Monique and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making a 5x7 card using a digital stamp that I downloaded from the Paper Crafter magazine. And the name of this stamp is Garden Rose, and it's by illustrator Dawn Wheeler. And I printed the stamp out on Expressive cardstock that was trimmed, and then once I printed it, I trimmed the image to 4 inches by 6 inches. I'm going to be coloring with Copic markers today. The first thing that I did was I colored all my leaves, and to color my leaves I'm using YG67, YG17, and YG03. And I colored from dark to light, starting with the darkest shade, which was the YG67, and I used the YG17 for my mid-tone, and YG03 for my lighter shade. I am not a master Copic colorer. I'm actually very new to Copic coloring, but I found myself, I just fell in love with Copic markers, so you guys will probably see, well, I know you're going to see lots of Copic coloring on my channel. So yeah, I started with the greens and just wanted to get all my leaves done at the same time so I wouldn't have to bring the greens back out when I would, so when I was done, I would be I would be done with each individual set of colors. So I'm just finishing up the green leaves here and using a YG67 down at where the flowers and the base kind of connect, where there's a dark area there. I wanted to get those colored in really dark. So I think I'm about to be wrapping up on the leaves at this point. Yes, I am. And so after I did the leaves, I colored the billy balls. And the billy balls are those little round flowers here. That's what they're called. They're called billy balls. I don't know what the scientific name for them is. They start with a C. But anyway, I'm using Y17, Y15, and Y13 to color the billy balls. And I did them just like I did the leaves, which was starting with the darker shade, which was the Y17, then moving to the Y15, and then to Y13. So next I'm going to color the flower that is kind of hanging off the side of the vase there. I'm coloring that with orange. It's going to be like orange flower, so I'm using the Y09 and Y0, I think it's Y04, and then I'm using Y17. Yeah, and same thing. Started with the darker, went to the lighter shade. So now I'm going to be coloring the central flower. I'm going to be using colors N4, RB34, and RB29. And I'm using the N4 to shade the areas of the flower, to color the areas of the flower that the illustrator has shaded, letting me know that those are the areas that I should shade is the way that I see it. So I started out with the N4, then I came in with the NV34, and then the NV29, and try to give the flower some dimension. And so once I color those, then I went to the tall flower that's sticking up there. I use a V17, a V15, and I think that color is V12. And again, from dark to light, which would be the V17, the V15, and the V12. Just going in with areas that needs to, areas that are indicated by shading, to add a little more color to. And here I'm coloring the little wispy flowers that's sticking off to the side. I started coloring them purple, but decided I didn't want them purple, so I came in with the RB34 and the RB29 so they will look more like the central flower. And then I came back with, adding more shading with the B17. Now I'm moving on to the base, and I started with BB23 to add shading, and then I just colored the base in with BB31, and I came back and I put some shading in where the twine kind of made a shadow on the base, or where I thought the twine would make a shadow on the base. So I came in and I used BB23 to do that once I got the base colored in with BB31. So yeah, at this point I think I'm adding in my shadow. Yes. So, and I'm gonna move on. When I move from here, I'm going to get the YR09 and color the twine. And I did like an orange and white, so there's like a pattern there. So I did orange and I skipped one, and I did another orange because I'm gonna put white in those spaces where I skipped, that I skipped over. I'm gonna come back with my white Posca paint pen, and I'm going to color those areas white. So the pattern will be orange and white, orange and white. So that's what I'm doing here. I came in with my Posca pen and hidden those areas that I didn't color orange. And so at this point, I think it needs a little shimmer or sparkle. So I'm gonna come in with the Aqua watercolor ink from Graphics, and then I'm just gonna, and this is in gold, color gold, so I'm just gonna take that and I'm just gonna add a little bit of shimmer to all of the Billy balls. And once I get that done, and I have added a little bit of the watercolor ink to those, I'm going to come in with my green Prismacolor pencil. I think it's grass green, which is PC 909, and I'm going to, come in areas where there, I think, should be a little bit more shading, and add some shading there. And I just kind of like the overall look of the color pencil on top of Copics, and I like the texture that it gives it. So I'm gonna do that on all the leaves. And at this point, I have some orange twine, and it kind of matches the pattern that's I colored on the base. So I'm just going to make a bow, and I'm going to take some Simon Says Stamp craft tacky glue, and I'm just going to tag that in the center, and cut it to be about the length of the twine that is drawn on the base. I don't know, I just thought it was just interesting that I actually had the twine here, and why not put it on? I felt like it gave it a little bit more personality. So, and I really liked it. And so at this point, I think I am trying to decide which paper to use, which cardstock to use for my card. I started out with the orange, with the purple and the green, but then I was like, maybe the yellow and the green would work, and I like both of them, but in the end I decided to go with the purple and green. I don't know, they were both equally as pretty to me, but I just went with the purple and green. So I'm going to attach the green and the purple cardstock, and I did that using double-sided adhesive from scrapbook.com, And I'm going to use that along with the Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue, just so I can have a little bit of time to, wiggle room once I put it on there, because with the double-sided tape, it's like it's permanent, but with the glue on it, it gives me just a couple nanoseconds to move it around before it, gets stuck. And so I wanted to pop this up, so I'm gonna use some 2-inch foam tape from, I'm attaching the cardstock to my card base, which is Neenah Solar White. I think it's 110 pound. I got it in a Simon Says Stamp monthly card kit. So I wanted to pop the image up. So I'm gonna pop it up using 2-inch foam tape from scrapbook.com, and then I'm gonna attach it to the card, because I don't know, I didn't want to make it flat. I wanted it to like have just a little bit of dimension. And so that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to use some foam tape and pop that on up. Yeah, it was I didn't have it lined up. And really good. And then of course I didn't cut it long enough, so I had to come on in at the end and add a couple pieces on the end there. Okay, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put that on. And my sentiment, which is birthday wishes, I just printed it out with my printer and attached it to a piece of cardstock. And so I'm going to pop that up also with some Simon Says Stamp foam tape. And I'm going to take a fine liner once I get it attached. I'm going to take a fine liner and I'm going to make a border around the birthday wishes, just to give it a little bit of something else, because I felt that it was missing. The sentiment by itself just wasn't doing it for me, so I had to, of course, give it a little bit of, zhuzh up. And yeah, so see, I felt like it needed something, so I came in with a fine liner and I put just a really thin border on it. But I add some sparkle. I don't know why, because I always add sparkle. But anyway, so I started with the purple sequence that I got from Dollar Tree, and then I came with the magenta. But then in the end, I didn't really like the way the purple and the magenta was looking. I just preferred the magenta, so I took off all of the purple and then I just did the magenta. And then I was like, I couldn't get the pattern right. Do I do 3 here? Do I do 2 here? Because I was trying to go with the odd number anyway. And so I just decided to just, go with just 1 in each corner and the 3 on the top of the little frilly, wispy flowers up top. And I'm going to attach them using Simon Says Stamp Craft Tacky Glue. So once I have those attached, I'm going to call the card done. And because I really like it. And like I said earlier, I hope you guys like it too. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's my first video. So I know, it's not perfect, but anyway, if you like